All right, so it's Sunday. Well, goodness, let's touch base. Shop stuff going on. Our YouTube family stuff going on. Um, my video editing prowess or lack thereof going on. Up days, down days. We're going to try to run this through. I want to keep this one simple. All right, so our YouTube family, go and just keep our friend Bruce Riddell in your thoughts and your hearts and his family. They're going through a lot, and I deeply empathize with what he's dealing with. I don't even know how to respond. I don't even know how to be towards this subject, because quite frankly, when my mom left us, I wanted to be pretty much left the fuck alone. I sat in this chair. I stared out that window for about 3 weeks before I had my head straight enough just to gather myself up and carry on. Just keep Bruce and his family in your thoughts and your hearts. Poke at him for new photographs, new video. Keep him engaged. I think that's about the best thing we could do, in my opinion, in my thoughts, in my experience. So as far as the shop goes, helper, part-time, doing 20 to 30 hours right now, a couple weeks in. We got a pretty casual relationship. I get a little frustrated with how casual the relationship is at times, but it's good. It's not piling up a bunch of hours when my Bruce Brown helper is here. We get a good deal of stuff done. It helps me to have that catalyst, because I'll be go to hell if I'm going to let someone that I'm working with outwork me. That's just been ingrained into my being for so long. So if he's out here just busting it, kicking ass, I'm going to bust it and kick ass twice. And interesting thing about my helper is if I'm kicking his ass, he's going to step it up. And there's been a couple times we've just said, oh, break time. And we sit down, we look over what we've done, and we slow the pitch down, and we get more methodical because we start getting a little frenzied. And that happens. That happens by myself, but when you've got two in a frenzied pitch, shit starts going awry fast. So you got to keep a thumb on it. And that's what happened with the shop. It was a lot of frenzied movement, but nothing much was getting done, and it murdered me. I couldn't afford to keep the big shop. I'm not cut to run a big shop. This is my speed here out in the country. Easier life. Weird thing happened today. Our neighbor walked through our yard to get to through our lawn to get to his back property over here. That was weird because there's just nobody fucking out here. But our neighbor Danny wanders up, comes in, chats. Awesome family. I couldn't imagine landing in a better place. So my Bruce Brown is coming along well. He had basic skill sets. I had already taught him basic skill sets. He went and worked at another shop for a short while and refined some prep skills there. So here we are. Now that all said, the tanks. Our buddy Kevin brought in 2 set of Harley tanks, the split tanks that are, each tank is 2 halves. And he pulled one out of the box. This is what I want on my project, but it's too light, it's too narrow to really do what I want. It doesn't have the aesthetic. Don't care about range. Range is nice, but it's too narrow. Can you split this, widen it, make it 1.5 inches total, 3/4 of an inch each side, each section? So we looked it over and figured out our best approach. Yes, I could do it. Yes, I did. I'd never done it before. It's exciting to get new projects, especially for me, especially in the metalwork. And then he's like, so I brought this other one. This is what came on the bike, and it's just too wide. And really, I don't think I'll use it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I want to know if it's something that is in a cost perspective for me. Can you dish this tank? Cut off this side, cut off that side, flip them, make them fit, weld it up, and give me a dimpled or dish tank. So yeah, no problem. I'd never done that before either. Kevin's good for bringing me firsts, and it's a lot of fun working for him. And it caught me up in a frenzy Tuesday night, Tuesday. And I shut down the shop at 4 a.m. Wednesday morning, got like 3 hours of sleep, came out here and hammered at it again. Kevin showed up right as we were filing the second half of the second tank, the tank I widened. But I got the dish tank done, and then I started looking at the second one. I split it. There's photographs up on Facebook, on my Facebook. There's footage that I'm working on. So I'm going to try to get some basic footage out before the end of the year. We'll come back to that. So I kind of got caught up in that with that project, and I gotta say it is the best lead work I've pushed out. I'm really pleased with it. As far as the widened tank, the dish tank, there's no filler, nothing. It all filed out beautifully, it metal formed beautifully. Took me a little over 2 hours per cap to form that metal because of what it is. When you see the footage, when you go and look at the photographs, you'll see what I mean. But Kevin and I discussed it. And it was something I had an idea. I have all the right knowledge in theory, but there's that exact task. It was only in theory, not in practice, that I had dealt with it. And I always wanted to dish out a tank. Sectioning and widening a tank, you cut it in half, you make pieces up. There's a lot more finesse to it than that. Again, photographs and footage will show that. But that was a really good grind. Well, see, through the most of the dish tank, I'm crawling around. I got like a 2.5 foot piece of 2x8 that I'm using to form metal on with my mallets and hammers. And I got my anvil, and the anvil is sitting on the floor. I mean, the anvil is almost 100 years old. It was my great-grandfather's. It's my son's, technically. My son wants to learn how to do smithy work. I said, it's yours. But it's in the shop. I haven't had it. I've owned it for 4 years, and it's not been in the shop ever. It's in the shop, so I'm using it. Or, you know, I've had possession of it for 4 years. So I found myself, after we went and got the shrinker stretcher and the planish hammer, that I'm crawling around doing the heavy hammer work, the big moves. You do the big movements with a hammer, mallets, blocks, whatever, and really make the metal move. And then you come to the planisher and the English wheel, shrinker stretcher. You tune it up with those. And then I like the planisher because I can do on it what the wheel does quickly. I can smooth out a panel, get a good finish on it quickly. It's loud, but I can't hear worth a shit anyhow, so whatever. Crawling around on the floor, and it's killing me. I hate it. It's absolutely killing me. So yesterday I was fed up. I got some 3-inch, 1/4-inch wall. I had some 2-inch, 3/16 wall. Some 1/2-inch plate, and I went about and I made a stand. I got, again, this is other shit I got photos of. I got short video of the stand and everything right now. It's not a how-to, it's a this is what I'm doing. But I cut up a bunch of pipe, I cut up a bunch of square tubing, and I made this stand now. Now I can sit at a stool and I can work the anvil. I can stand up and I can work the vise. I can vise up my sheet metal shear and run metal through it, which I used to use often at the old shop. it's really, really nice to have that setup. It's kind of bulky because I don't want it to fall over. It's heavy, it's bulky, it's nasty, it's semi-mobile because I don't want it falling over while I'm trying to work on it. And right now it's really roughed in. I haven't got anything really formalized. I'm gonna cap the ends. I'm gonna do a lot more work to it and show it off, paint it up and show it off. But I got the anvil strapped down. I got the vise bolted down. It's ready for use. So that being said, every now and again I got to take a step back to do something for me for the shop because I was just burnt out and pissy. Footage. What I'm talking about footage. Right now, the computer I have now and my old camera that I've been using since the beginning is a pain in my ass. I transfer the file to the computer and then I convert the file to another type of file and then I can start editing. I've forgotten most of what I knew in the process of playing with the software. So I'm going to hand the whole mess over to the girl. I'm going to have her just transfer my footage over to the files I can use and start editing from there. I'll peek up, see what project, because I got 5 or 6 little things going. So I'll see what I got going on and I'll divide up the footage and then I'll start editing. So I'd like to have at least one video before the end of the year in the shop. Workflow. We are coming on quickly to the projects inside the shop. There's 3. The projects inside the shop being on my time, not the owner's time. See, I lost everything this year. Poor management, bad luck, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of things that lay on my head over the deal, but I went to each and every owner, said, I want to make this straight. I want to make this right. I want to make this good and finish the project. It's a new deal. You're not getting what we agreed on. It leaves here up to my sniffer. I'm not adjusting my prices more or anything like that, but it's going to be up to my sniffer or it doesn't leave. There's no such thing as good enough work. So they're all very cool about it. The one thing I don't understand is some of these owners, some of these people, dealing with them. Now, when it's on their time, when I'm behind, they're angry and pissy, and you know, most of them are in pretty good spirits, but they're still, you know, they want it now. Well, now that I'm developing the workflow into something palatable, it's no longer on their time. It's on my time. I'm back in control of the projects, and now all of a sudden they're dragging their feet, which I'm not very appreciative of. I have a feeling by the time the shop is caught up with all of its previous workload, backlog, I'm going to be so fed up with dealing. But I've gone to 2 of them. One of them, I'm almost to that next stage. It'll be Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday when they come out, look it over and fork over some dough. I've already made that arrangement. Another one a week ago, over a week and a half ago now, it's like we need to sit down in a week and discuss. I want to stay on this project. I want to keep moving on this project. However, money's required. I need a drawing on this project so we keep moving forward. And I kind of got the brush. Well, I'll come back next week. Well, I kind of need cash flow to keep moving. Okay. Next week it is. So that's my only big grumble right now. And I think it'll resolve itself over the next week or so. I've got a lot out there right now that is actually billable, which would make my life easier than I'm trying to get collected. So now we're just shuffling project to project. We're going to get in a good position on the Chevelle where it can sit a couple days. And then, well, it's sitting a couple days. We're going to mash out, work on the Healy, get it back up to sniffer. I'm going to work on it today. I'm going to work on it tomorrow. Get it to where I want it, where it's at a point of And then we're going to move right over to the Fury and do the same thing. I got great customers. I can grumble a little bit, but by and by, I've got great customers. Once we cycle through, and then we'll work out a schedule where we can jostle them. Like Wednesday and Thursday will be Chevelle Day. Friday will be Fury Day. We'll work out a schedule where we're working on multiple projects each week, pushing them to the next billable point, pushing them to the next. I need a sustainable cash flow. That's life in modern times. But in the next weeks, I hope I'd like to next week be able to pull in the Blazers, start cutting it up. The week following, pull the Le Mans and start working on it, fix the door, and I'll be putting stuff up in epoxy and stuffing it back out and wrapping it up again. Because I don't have room for 12 projects inside anymore. But that's the goal. There you go. That was a lot of ground to cover. It's been an exciting week. Like I said, ups and downs. I had my Friday was my day of slough and fall over. Yesterday I'm waiting on 3 payouts. Two and a half, because one is almost there. It's almost ready for a payout, and the other 2 are. One is billable work that's gone. Good customer. I'm not worried about, the work's gone, I'll never get paid. No, it's not like that. It's a different. I got a couple. I got a couple, 3 different tiers of customer base. This one is for a regular customer. I've got work in here currently for them. As soon as that goes, it's ongoing for the next God knows how long, until we're both senile and walkers, probably, or in wheelchairs rather, most likely. But so I'm not worried about getting squared up. I'm just sweating when, because of the time value of money and what I need right now for cash flow. So my outlook's better. Like I said, I'm a little embittered, a little pissy with people right now, but my outlook's better. I'm feeling better. Things are moving forward. My helper, Bruce, is excellent help when he's here. And when he's not, I just forge forward. And as that develops into more, I'll command more. But until then, we're excellent. I think that's really all I've got today. My helper, I threw him right in the fire. I had him sit on a stool, and he watched me metal finish. And then I said, all right, your turn. And I did all the metal finish on the facing side of the second tank. I flipped it over, and I showed him how to do the metal finish on the bottom side. We left the bottom side just metal finish. I wanted to leave a footprint on that tank that we were there. And when the owner goes to use them, they need pressure tested. They need to be lined. Burning on those tanks. They need to be lined. There's just no other way around that, really. But that's all in the paperwork I gave him for his receipts, and it's all good. But I threw it at him. I said, do it. Just make it happen. I actually rolled the tank upside down. I tack welded it to a piece of steel, and then we popped the tack weld and cleaned that up too. And he did marvelously. So then I did a demo. He sat on a stool and watched me, and I tinned all the metal. And then I went through and I pushed all the lead in. And then I went through and I paddled all the lead in and showed him, how to use the paddles, why the tallow. You gotta check it continuously. Check your paddle. Make sure you're not dragging lead with you. How to keep it plastic, not liquid. You gotta heat it just enough. There's footage. It'll be coming. And I got it all paddled out. I showed him how to file it, and on the first tank, I showed him how to file it out, what I was looking for, what we were looking for, how to finish it off with a bastard file to give it a decent finish. And then I cut him loose on the second tank, and it came out marvelous. So I'm not even pussyfooting around with my helper. I'm just throwing him right at stuff, and he's coming out splendidly. So he and I are going to have a talk about consumption of shop hours, as in I want more, and then show him what I'm going to give him more, because there's got to be a give and take. But he's come along well. God, I haven't been able to say that in a long time. All right, 20 minutes has gone by. Let's have a great week. Thank you.